Kelsey here with the Game Haus, and we are at the NA LCS Finals in Oakland. I'm here with Stixxay, who is a viewer, not a player today, unfortunately. The last time you were in finals, it was Madison Square Garden, yes?
Finals was Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay,
Yeah.
okay, so that was a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and now you see a lot of your teammates or ex-teammates, that are now on stage. We have Smithy playing tomorrow, we have Afro Moo playing today, it's his birthday too. How's it like seeing them on stage and seeing them find the success when, not trying to be harsh, but maybe your season didn't go too well?
I mean, I always feel good to see like my previous teammates. You know, I even think like these are teammates that like didn't particularly do well towards the end of their time with my team. So it's like kind of cool to see them kind of like resurge and oh wow, you know, like they're in the finals again. They're all doing super well. And even like Onda, who was on 100 Thieves, I actually played with him like 4 years ago. So it's super cool for me to see him play like on a huge stage. Because I just remember 4 years ago, he was just like, you know, a really shy kid, and he kind of broke into the scene. He was like a sub for Immortals for a while, and then I mean now he's playing on 100 Thieves on the main stage. So it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, no, I think that's, for me, one of my favorite stories that have come from this season, especially with the whole trade, seeing Onda really grow into himself. And then this game that just passed, we just finished game 1 of the 5-game series, and wow, Onda did, I think, very well.
Yeah.
And I think 100 Thieves really came back in a matchup that a lot of the casters and a lot of people have favored towards TSM. Now that you saw this game 1, which was very dominant, and in the end of the game towards 100 Thieves, do you think that they're going to continue this, or do you think it's going to be a tough match coming up for the next 4?
So I mean, I also want 100 Thieves to win, but I mean my brain kind of tells me TSM should win.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think I mean pretty much came down to Onda just stole Baron, and I mean that was pretty much it at that point. Before that, it was a pretty slow game, but I don't know, live events in general are just super cool just because it's just super hyped to see the games, even if they're going really slow. Like, I mean, I think the first kill was at like 16 minutes or something, but just seeing it in person is just really cool to be there, so.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. I was having a discussion earlier with some friends about how Grig is the smite god.
Right.
And then Messiana come in, and it was so fun to see. Speaking of just seeing your teammates wrap up their season and possibly go to Worlds, I mean, we know Smithy is going to Worlds. You unfortunately have off season, so what's that been looking like for you?
I mean, off season for me is pretty much just trying to discipline myself as much out of the game as I can. So it's just like, you know, keeping a schedule of like going to the gym, playing League, and all these things, and just doing that pretty much the whole off season to prove to myself like I still have this discipline even when I'm not, you know, forced to do these things. You know, in terms of like when I'm playing League during the season, it's like, okay, I got to play League for whatever 10, 12 hours a day. It's like you're pretty disciplined where you don't have much free time outside of that. So I just try to keep a similar schedule to where I'm not like letting myself just lay around all day, do nothing. Just try to at least, you know, be disciplined and be hard on myself.
So you're telling me you're not playing Azeroth right now?
Oh no, I'm definitely on Azeroth a lot of time, but outside of that, you know.
You're like, no, I'm definitely playing League too. Yeah, just you know,
well, see,
one game a day?
Yeah, well, no, I've been playing Nexus Splits. I actually played 30 straight games of Yasuo and Nexus Splits, so I've been having some fun there. But yeah, no, I usually try to take like a little bit of a break because I think it's a bit unhealthy to kind of non-stop play League all the time. So taking like a bit of a break, and then I think after this weekend I'll probably go back to playing solo queue and streaming and all those things just to have like a habit of doing it. So.
Yeah, so speaking about that, I know I've heard previously that Afro Moo, during the off season, he doesn't touch League. I don't know if that's completely true or not, but I thought it was an interesting way to look at things because you are so surrounded with this constant just training with League constantly, all the time, pretty much every day. I've seen your guys' schedule, it's crazy. But when you have this off season, you can't, I don't know, I just think it's interesting that from what I hear, like he really doesn't, he steps away from the game. I mean, he's been around for ages, so I feel like maybe he has the ability to do that, but what's your opinion on it?
So I think that, I guess in general, I feel like there's kind of a stigma with League where it's like, you need to play as much as you can and never stop playing, and that's the only way you're gonna get better. But I think that's, in my opinion, that's pretty unhealthy to do. I think everyone has their thing that, you know, they know how to succeed. So, for example, Afro is like, okay, he doesn't need to play League in the off season because he wants to take a break, and that helps him feel better during the season, and he performs better during the season. Whereas for me, it's like, I kind of just like to take a little bit of a break, like 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then I'll go back to playing all the time. Because for me, I still enjoy playing League, I still like it a lot, and it's not like I'm getting burnt out in the game. It's just, I, you know, still need some of it, but yeah, I mean, I think everyone has their thing, so.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear that, like, it hasn't really transitioned too much into just being a job for you. You still enjoy it. I think that's the main goal of, like, anyone to enjoy a video game.
Yeah.
So going back to Oakland and all this, so you want 100 Thieves to win today, but what about tomorrow?
Tomorrow, that's Teal versus C9. So it's the same thing where it's like I want C9 to win, but my heart's kind of telling me, or my brain's kind of telling me Teal is probably going to win. But yeah, I just want C9 to win just because I want there to be a different. I like when there's like variety. It's not just the same people winning or whatever.
Yeah.
I like when there's variety, and especially I really like the whole like Golden Goose story and all that stuff. I think it's like super cool, and I think it'd be super cool if it actually happened and everything went how everyone's like portraying it.
Okay, so let's put this position. So TL's going to Worlds. If C9 wins tomorrow, they're going to Worlds. Yes. Yes. Automatic?
Yeah. It's automatic. It's like it first.
Okay, and so then we got Gauntlet. So both TSM and 100 Thieves are in Gauntlet regardless.
Right.
Who do you think has the advantage?
So I actually think it's kind of funny because I think that this third, fourth place match could actually end up happening to be the Gauntlet Finals match again. So actually, I don't know if the bracket's gonna work like that, but it could be this again. So it's kind of funny, but I don't know. Like I said, I think TSM is kind of favored. I think TSM is generally a good team, and they have really good players, and it doesn't make sense that they're not gonna make Worlds, I guess. So I guess I feel like TSM will win.
Okay, and last question, which kind of also has to do with Gauntlet. So say Team Liquid wins tomorrow, and that automatically sends 100 Thieves to Worlds. There's been a lot of discussion around the fact that a lot of people don't necessarily want to see 100 Thieves go because they don't think that there'll be a good NA representation.
Yeah, so I just think that the fans are pretty upset with 100 Thieves just because the whole like Cody situation, where it's like they don't really give any context why he subbed out. Cody himself doesn't really even have much context. He's just like, well, I'm not playing, sorry. And that on top of, I think people just don't think 100 Thieves is very good. I mean, I think a lot of people want TSM to win this match, so yeah. I guess my view on the situation is like, I mean, everyone has there's always things that go on behind the scenes and stuff like that, and I don't really blame orgs or players or anything like that. I think I treat everything kind of like an individual basis, so I have no grudges or anything for the team.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for sticking with me through this interview. Do you have anything else you would like to tell the CLG fans or the Stixxay fans out there?
No, let's just, we'll hope next season's better, that's all.
All right, thank you so much, and for all our other content, go over to thegamehaus.com.
If you liked that, hit the subscribe button for more interviews and other great sports and esports content. Make sure to also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to stay up to date on all the news from your favorite sports and esports players and teams. From our house to yours.